all of us come from breaking backgrounds, so we were just ready to battle when we got accepted to go to Battle of the Year, which was a shock to our system too, because we had no idea that Thomas, who ran Battle of the Year at that time, was wanting a crew like us to represent the U.S. And so when we got that call, we were like, "Yo, we're gonna show the world our skills, yo. Let's do this."
Salute to the subscribers, those that live beyond the Cypher. I'm your host, Illskillz. This is Beyond the Cypher, the podcast that shows the humanity in the superhuman. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. They cost you nothing. Today, for episode 35, Seattle's Best, we have another West Coast legend in the building. There's Jimmy, Kurt, Mix-a-Lot, and then this brother. Representing Seattle, Washington, Circle of Fire, and Soul Shifters, we have Bboy Orb. What up, Orb? How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, brother. Thanks for having me on here.
Good, man. Hey, man, I wanted to thank you for cutting out some time for us, man. I know you're super duper busy, but you see the value in these conversations that we're having and what it could mean for the next generation, and we do appreciate you for that, my brother.
Hey, thanks for having me on here, man. I'm happy to share any knowledge, history, and all that stuff. So
no doubt. And one thing I need the knowledge of is, how do you guys look so tall on video? Because like I said, I had the honor of meeting you not too long ago at an event that you were judging, and I would have bet at least 2,000 to 5,000 that you had to be 6'3", 6'4", right? But right. Then I meet you and you are tall. But I actually am a little bit taller, but I've never looked as tall as you on video, man. What is that?
It's a trip like that. I do the same thing when I see other b-boys, other dancers on video, and I see them in person. I'm like, what? They were shorter? Or they were taller? It's
right, man. No, yeah, no doubt. And usually I like to start with, how did you get into breaking? But you live in an interesting city. I like your city a lot, man. Like, I've liked Seattle since the first time I touched down in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Right. And even my son's flag football team, he does the NFL flag football. We're the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
It just aligns with so many things that I like, just the vibe and, the food, the tourism, everything. And matter of fact, I don't know, you probably don't know this, but I teach high school, right? I'm a high school science teacher.
Word, nice.
But I'm also a sponsor for a travel and tourism club. And I think 2018 or 2019, I can't remember, I actually took a student group to Seattle.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
and we did the whole tourism thing, Pike Place, stadium tours,
Dope.
waterfront, all that, the whole joint. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think it's a dope city. But something that kind of pulled on me is like recently. This had to be
Mm,
like a few weeks ago. I was
yeah.
on the internet and I saw these videos about this Freatle stuff, right? So I click
Yeah.
on it and it was like,
In 2021, the city's HOPE team referred 1,072 people to shelters, but only 512 enrolled and spent at least one night.
We can't force someone to accept the offer, but we're doing everything in our power to build relationships up until that point so that we have a better chance of getting them to say yes.
And that's frustrating news to Seattle City Council members.
That's what we're trying to measure, is how that number starts to decrease. And if we're not paying attention to it, if we are, tacitly ignoring it, we're not going to be able to solve that problem.
Been here for 3 months. Yeah, almost 3 months. Yeah.
We went to a camp in the heart of Seattle to see if anyone would accept offers of shelter or any help.
What will it take for you to get off the street?
Wow. That's a tough question.
Talking about how the homelessness has just really been on an uptick since this, this financial downturn, and like, tent cities all over the city, like not even in spots that are like out of sight. It's like in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? So, I know, you're not a politician or anything, but what do you, from your perspective, what's going on up there, man?
I mean, Seattle. So I'm not originally from Seattle. I'm from Vegas.
Oh,
And
wow. I
I
never knew
moved.
that.
Yeah. I moved here in '96, in 1996. So that was fresh out of high school, and so that's how old I am. But but moving here all those years back, they had a homeless problem then too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Seattle has always been on that level as far as the homeless situation is going on. From that time to now, it's definitely gotten a lot worse. I moved out of Seattle between 2011 and 17, and then came back to Seattle, and I was shocked to see more homelessness. And it's just sad to see that, because it's not just homelessness; it's mental illness. There's a lot of mental illness that comes along with the homeless camps that are going on and stuff too. And you'd be surprised. You'll talk to some regular people and then find out that they're actually living in one of those tents. And sometimes they seem normal to you. They might even have jobs, regular jobs, but they sleep out in a tent. So it's a trip. I really feel like it's definitely after the pandemic, or part of the pandemic. It was happening during that time as far as getting bigger. The encroaching thing about it is that some of these guys will set up their tents right in front of businesses, and like very public areas where even tourism, where people are walking and stuff too. And some of them will be heroin addicts and so forth, drug addicts and things like that. So it's blatant. It's right in your face. Uh, it's never bothered me to be like, somebody needs to move this, because I understand the root of it, and it's sad to know that some of these people are out on the street because there's mental illness and drug addiction, and there's not any huge programs to facilitate it all, to fix it all. Like, it's really overwhelming, and then it kind of reminds me of the Bay, San
Yeah.
Francisco,
Oh,
right,
which is also high up on. I think they're top 5 on the homeless American cities list too, with LA. I think it's like
right.
New York, then LA, then Frisco, then somebody, then you guys.
Right, exactly. And I was told by a fireman a long time ago, and this guy worked for the fire department, and he was explaining that some of the homeless people from California or the West Coast, they come up to Seattle during the summertime and camp out. There's free programs. There's a lot of programs like the methadone program, to give people heroin basically in pill form, and it's not as strong as the street stuff or whatever for people to overdose. So it's like they come up here for those free programs. Plus, it's warmer now in the summertime up here. When it rains and gets cold, there's still a lot of homeless people up here, but I think a lot of them go back down south to like California and stuff, but still here in the West Coast. So yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip.
And to your point, man, I think that a lot of times we do kind of kind of cast those people to the side as if they're lazy, they don't want to work, or
Right.
or
Right.
something negative. But you're right, a lot of time it's mental illness, but we live in a country where if you don't got the bread, you know what I'm saying, it's like break
Right.
bread or fake dead, you know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
the American way. And
Right.
or like you said, it could be some kind of like chemical or substance dependency that they just can't
Yep.
shake. And if you've never
Exactly.
been dependent on a chemical, I mean, hell, a lot of us are dependent on sugar and don't even know.
Right.
Because, you probably know, but sugar used to be classified as a drug.
What's more addictive, cocaine or sugar? You'd think the sweet stuff found in cakes, breads, sodas, and chocolate would be easier to give up than a substance so dangerously addictive that it's illegal, right? Well, you might be surprised. In 2007, researchers at the University of Bordeaux conducted a study where they equipped rat cages with 2 levers. One lever gave the rats an intravenous hit of cocaine. The other gave them 20 seconds to drink sugar water. Before beginning the tests, rats were allowed to sample each lever twice to see how they liked it. Once the test began, 94% of the rats chose the sugar-sweetened water. Interestingly, rats still preferred the sweetened water even when the researchers gradually increased the cocaine dose. When comparing the brains of food addicts to cocaine addicts side by side, the similarities are undeniable. MRI scans of the brain's activity reveal a massive spike in dopamine upon initial craving, high levels of anticipation but low levels of satisfaction on consumption. Basically, food addicts want sugar more than they actually enjoy eating it. And here lies the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that are on that, but now
Interesting.
take sugar, but make it like you said, heroin or meth or something like that, something that is like way more potent, and then you have a crisis.
That's right.
No doubt, man. But I don't want to stay negative, man. We got to get to the positive. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
my first question is the classic Beyond the Cypher question. Bboy Orb, how did you get into breaking and hip hop?
We would go in and we would see DVS crew break in Fever and stuff, and then we would start a cipher with them, and then sometimes the battle would break out between them and us, but it was all love. And then yeah, just kind of embedded with the Seattle folks from that point.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Also, feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Beyond the Cypher. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace. Until the next episode.